Have you ever wondered what celebrities looked like before they decided to completely change their appearance? In today's video, we will explore the shocking transformations of stars through plastic surgery. Bold decisions, unexpected consequences, and their journeys toward perfection will all be revealed. Were you surprised by anyone's transformation? Leave a 1 if you're shocked or 0 if it didn't surprise you too much. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and support the channel to make sure you don't miss out on more fascinating stories to come. If there's one thing Katie Price isn't afraid of, it's cosmetic surgery. While many celebrities quietly admit to their beauty enhancements, Katie treats it like a hobby, but instead of an album of photos, she uses the scalpel. Her transformation story began in 1999 when she had breast augmentation from a 32B to a 32DD and underwent a nose job. A few years later, in 2006, she fully embraced the extreme beauty lifestyle, and by 2011, she had almost become a walking advertisement for cosmetic procedures, and she wasn't shy about it. Over time, Katie's surgeries became increasingly drastic. In 2016, she had lip lifts and facelifts, which made it difficult for her to kiss. By 2018, her appearance at the National Television Awards had changed so much that people almost didn't recognize her. Then came her yearly breast augmentation starting in 2019 with extremely large breast implants weighing up to 4.4 pounds, which led doctors to issue warnings. Despite health concerns, Katie has no regrets and continues her beauty journey. Whether you love it or oppose it, if you can still raise an eyebrow, one thing is for sure. Katie Price will never run out of reasons to schedule her next surgery. Some people trust professionals when it comes to cosmetic procedures, but Anastasia Pokreshchuk trusts YouTube tutorials. Originally from Kyiv, Ukraine, she dove headfirst into the world of Botox jaw reshaping dental work and liposuction at the age of 26. While these procedures may seem like standard beauty enhancements, her approach is anything but typical. Instead of relying on experienced surgeons, Anastasia has performed her own procedures, injecting fillers into her face, using techniques she learned from online videos. Equipped with syringes and a firm belief in her own sterilization abilities, she transformed her face with each self-administered procedure. The results? Well, let's just say subtlety was not the goal. Her cheeks became so large that she even aimed to break a world record. In a 2020 interview, she proudly declared that she would continue self-injecting fillers despite doctors practically begging her to stop. While medical experts could only shake their heads in disbelief, Anastasia remained undeterred, determined to maintain her signature style and self-made beauty empire. Whether she achieves the goal of having the biggest cheeks in the world or simply the most talked about ones, one thing is certain: she won't stop wielding that syringe. Linda Evangelista, the supermodel, who dominated the fashion industry with over 700 magazine covers, never expected that a cosmetic procedure would nearly end her career. Just to tweak her beauty, she tried cool sculpting, a FDA-approved fat freezing method that promised no surgery, no downtime, and easy results. But instead of slimming her body, the results were the opposite. Between 2015 and 2016, she underwent 7 treatments targeting stubborn areas like her chin, jawline, and thighs. Months later, she noticed something alarming. Instead of shrinking, the treated areas began to swell, harden, and become numb. Medical tests confirmed a rare side effect called paradoxical adipose hyperplasia, PAH, a condition affecting less than 1% of patients where the frozen fat cells expand rather than disappear. Worse still, diet and exercise couldn't correct the issue. Feeling permanently deformed and mentally devastated, Linda sued Cool Sculpting's parent company for $50 million in damages. While she remains an icon, her experience has become a cautionary tale, proving that even in the pursuit of perfection, beauty treatments can go horribly wrong. Cardi B has never been shy about discussing her cosmetic surgeries, from her song lyrics to candid live streams. In an Instagram live, she revealed that she had undergone surgery to remove her butt implants, a decision driven by the dangerous reality of the materials she had put into her body. The implants, made of 95% biopolymer, were not just a simple aesthetic adjustment, but a ticking time bomb. Cardi B confessed that she had the procedure done in a basement for just $800 while working as a stripper, pressured by industry standards. What she didn't know at the time was the level of risk and irreversibility of the procedure. The person who injected her was even linked to a tragic case where another woman had died from similar injections. Now, Cardi B strongly warns against using biopolymers, urging her fans to think carefully before going down that path. However, she's not opposed to cosmetic surgery altogether. Cardi B admitted to having a nose job because she didn't like her father's nose. Her philosophy is, if something makes you unhappy, change it, but do it the right way. And if there's one thing Cardi B does best, it's staying true to herself and being honest about her journey. Rajee Narinesingh's journey of self-discovery took a complex turn, but nothing could prepare her for the cosmetic nightmare that changed her life. As an actress, singer, writer, and LGBTQ+ advocate, she gained wide attention through the TV show Botched, where surgeons tried to fix the damage caused by a horrific, illegal cosmetic procedure. In 2005, Rajee sought out O'Neill Ron Morris, known as the Duchess, a well-known figure in the transgender community in Miami, offering cheap beauty enhancement services. What Rajee didn't know was that the injections she received were a toxic mix of cement, tire glue, mineral oil, and adhesive. It wasn't until months later that the truth came to light. Her face, breasts, and hips swelled painfully as hard lumps formed beneath her skin. The shame and emotional trauma led her to isolate herself, fearful of seeking treatment. Years later, the botched doctors helped her regain some normalcy, successfully removing some of the foreign materials, though the journey was painful. However, Rajee never lost her resilience. She continued to advocate for safe cosmetic procedures and became an inspiration to many, proving that even through challenges, true beauty lies in strength and perseverance. At 69 years old, Donatella Versace's face remains unpredictable. Although she has never disclosed the specifics of her cosmetic procedures, it's safe to say that the Italian fashion mogul hasn't relied solely on good genetics and Mediterranean skin. Over the years, her nose has become smaller, her cheeks fuller, and her lips have become iconic with their plump shape. Her forehead is as smooth as marble. According to cosmetic surgery experts, her smooth, wrinkle-free look is a clear sign of heavy Botox use. Clinical director Mark Norfolk points out that for a woman over 60, having no wrinkles and slightly closed eyes is a telltale sign of Botox abuse. While Donatella has never publicly confirmed what procedures she has undergone, one thing is undeniable. Her face, like her fashion empire, remains timeless. Whether it's fillers, Botox, or simply the confidence of a designer, Donatella Versace is a living work of art in the world of high fashion demanding special care. Did you know that some people take skincare to the extreme? Well, Hang Mioku took it to an entirely new level, almost becoming a self-made cosmetic surgeon. A former model and singer in South Korea, Hang's obsession with perfect beauty started when she was 28. She moved to Japan to undergo what she called a buffet of unlimited cosmetic surgeries. But when doctors began to refuse, she didn't listen. Upon returning to South Korea, her transformation was so extreme that even her parents didn't recognize her. And then things took a truly horrifying turn. After doctors refused to perform more procedures, she found a doctor willing to sell her silicone injections for her face. When she ran out of silicone, she resorted to something found easily in her kitchen: cooking oil. Yes, you heard it right. She injected cooking oil into her face, leading to swelling scars and a face so large it could be compared to the moon. The community responded by helping raise funds for corrective surgeries. However, only a portion of the material could be removed, leaving permanent scars. Now, in her 60s, Hang works at a second-hand clothing store and relies on government assistance. Her greatest wish is to restore her original face, serving as a heartbreaking reminder that the pursuit of beauty can sometimes lead to irreversible consequences. There are actors who age like fine wine, and then there's Mickey Rourke, who looks like a bottle of wine that's been through 12 rounds in a boxing ring. Unlike many Hollywood stars chasing eternal youth, Rourke's journey with cosmetic surgery wasn't about vanity, but survival. In the 1990s, the famous actor decided to switch gears and pursue a professional boxing career. This wasn't just a temporary phase. He had been an amateur boxer since the 60s, with an undefeated streak of 12 consecutive wins. As a pro, he never lost a fight, winning 6 matches, including 4 knockouts and 2 draws. However, while his record looked good on paper, his face told a different story. Two broken noses, a torn tongue, crushed cheekbones, and even temporary memory loss. His boxing career left his face looking more like a crime scene than a Hollywood star. To repair the damage, Rourke underwent multiple reconstructive surgeries, including 5 nose jobs and 1 cheekbone surgery. Unfortunately, he admits to choosing the wrong surgeon, leaving him unsatisfied with the results. Each attempt to fix the damage only made him look less like the man he once was, and more like someone who lost a bet with a scalpel. Today, Rourke is almost unrecognizable, a living testament to the harsh price of pursuing 2 careers, one on the big screen and one in the boxing ring. Maybe you're like me, always amazed by the dramatic transformations of celebrities after plastic surgery. What do you think about these decisions? Is there anyone who surprised you the most? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe so you won't miss out on the next exciting videos. Simon Cowell has judged countless talents, but when it came to himself, he had to admit that he went too far. The founder of The X Factor and Got Talent shocked fans with a dramatic transformation that had everyone wondering if he was turning into a wax figure from Madame Tussauds. In 2023, Cowell finally confessed that he had overdone it with cosmetic surgery, to the point where even his son Eric was frightened by the change in his face. Determined to return to a more natural look, Simon dissolved some of the filler and chose a more natural approach. No more extreme tweaks, just regular skincare treatments and a health-focused routine aimed at feeling good and looking good. Now, Simon Cowell has returned to his original look, only fresher, smoother, and far less frightening. You could call it a comeback or maybe a corrective measure, but one thing's for sure: the toughest opponent he faced was himself in the mirror. Neven Ciganovic, a well-known stylist from Croatia, has always had a passion for beauty enhancements, but his most recent surgery brought him more than he bargained for. At 45, with a long history of surgeries, he decided to undergo his third nose job at a clinic in Iran, attracted by the low cost. However, instead of achieving a refined nose, he faced a rare and persistent side effect: prolonged priapism. This condition, triggered by an allergic reaction to the anesthetic, led to a painful and dangerous situation. NCE, but a serious disorder requiring immediate treatment to prevent permanent damage. Ciganovic had to cut his trip short and rush back to Belgrade, where doctors worked urgently to manage the condition. Despite this bizarre complication, Neven remains undeterred in his pursuit of aesthetic perfection. He insists that he just needs one more surgery to achieve his final look and maybe even international fame. Whether his next enhancement brings him closer to his goal or leads to another medical issue, no one knows, but one thing is certain: he is committed to beauty at any cost. Jackie Stallone has never done anything halfway, whether it's raising a Hollywood action star or undergoing multiple cosmetic surgeries. At 91, she finally admitted what the world had been thinking, that the procedures had gone too far. In a candid interview, Jackie confessed that the botched procedures had left her looking like a ground squirrel with a mouth full of walnuts, a far cry from the glamorous look she once desired. But at least she could laugh about it. However, her life wasn't just about aesthetic regret. She survived a heart attack and endured a tough year, dealing with the heartbreaking loss of her daughter Toni and grandson Sage. Despite the challenges, Jackie hasn't slowed down. She lives in a luxury apartment in Santa Monica near the beach and stays busy with activities like tap dancing 3 times a week, personal training sessions, and 2 hours of piano practice every day. She doesn't care about Hollywood parties, but she takes pride in being a role model for graceful aging, though she learned the hard way that too many cosmetic surgeries can become a cautionary tale. Michael Jackson not only changed the music industry, but also completely redefined his face. Comparing photos from his early days to the later years of his life shows that cosmetic surgery played a significant role in his transformation. His journey began in 1979 when he decided to have a nose job. Interestingly, he was so nervous that he had his sister LaToya undergo the surgery first to see the results. After being satisfied with LaToya's outcome, he decided to go ahead with his own procedure, unknowingly setting off a series of surgeries that would last decades. Dr. E.A. Gorbis, an expert on body image disorders, speculated that Michael may have undergone up to 100 surgical procedures. Dr. Wallace Goodstein, who worked with Michael's surgeons in the 1990s, confirmed that he had several nose surgeries, cheek implants, eyelid surgery, and even a cleft in his chin. Michael was reportedly visiting surgeons every 2 months, sometimes undergoing more than 10 surgeries in a single session. The exact number of surgeries remains a mystery. But one thing is certain: Michael Jackson's transformation is one of the most extreme changes in pop culture history. Jessica Alves didn't just experiment with cosmetic surgery. She completely immersed herself in it, swimming a few laps and building a castle at the bottom. Born in São Paulo, Brazil in 1983, Jessica, formerly known as Rodrigo Alves, has undergone 103 cosmetic surgeries, spending over $500,000 throughout the process. From a young age, Jessica identified as female, playing with Barbie dolls and dressing in women's clothes before fully accepting her gender identity. As she grew older, she experienced a natural hormone imbalance that caused her body to produce excess estrogen, leading to breast tissue development. Coupled with constant bullying, she became determined to change her body. And change she did. Her surgical record reads like a cosmetic surgeon's wish list. Multiple nose jobs, which resulted in the loss of her sense of smell, cheek implants, jaw reshaping eyelid surgery, and even rib removal. With 51 cosmetic surgeries in 2018 alone, Jessica continues to push the boundaries in body modification, proving that when it comes to beauty procedures, there truly are no limits. Sharon Osbourne has never been shy about discussing anything, especially when it comes to cosmetic surgery. Over the years, she's been outspoken about her aesthetic upgrades, but after a facelift in 2021 that left her looking like a cyclops, she officially declared that she would stop having cosmetic procedures. At 72, Sharon underwent a 5.5-hour surgery, but when she woke up, she felt terrible and noticed that one of her eyes looked different from the other. Even she had to admit that it was too much. Realizing that time was no longer on her side, Sharon made the difficult decision to stop cosmetic surgery. However, the truth is she's undergone numerous procedures over the years. In her 2013 memoir, Unbreakable, Sharon admitted to having many enhancements including facelifts, skin resurfacing laser treatments, dental work, and more. Now it seems she's opting for a more natural approach, or at least as natural as possible, after decades of altering her appearance. The lesson: sometimes even the toughest wife of a Hollywood rock star has to know when to put down the scalpel. Carrot Top, whose real name is Scott Thompson, has been a standout figure in comedy for decades, famous for his energetic humor and prop-based jokes, as well as his signature red hair. However, over the years, his changing face and physique have attracted just as much attention as his jokes. As he entered his 50s, fans began to notice a drastic change in Carrot Top's appearance. He went from being skinny to extremely muscular, and then back to a leaner frame, leading people to speculate whether he had undergone cosmetic surgery, used steroids, or simply followed an intense fitness regimen. His smooth skin, sharp jawline, and sculpted cheekbones only added to the rumors, with some suggesting Botox fillers or even full facial surgery. However, Carrot Top has strongly denied this, explaining that his transformation is due to his dedication in the gym and a healthier lifestyle. Of course, in true Carrot Top style, he turned the speculation into a joke, saying, "If I had plastic surgery, I'd probably look even better." While he has denied it, the debate about his appearance continues, with some believing it's all natural, while others think something else is going on beneath the surface. Regardless of the truth, Carrot Top's face has become just as controversial as his comedy. Pixee Fox isn't just changing her appearance. She's rewriting the rules of the human body. Despite doctors advising her to stop, the 34-year-old from North Carolina remains determined to achieve her goal of becoming a real-life cartoon character. Her extreme transformation has made waves globally, even landing her on the popular show Botched, where Dr. Terry Dubrow and Paul Nassif told her they could no longer perform any more surgeries. She intentionally broke her jaw to create a smaller facial structure, removed 6 ribs to emphasize her hourglass figure, and underwent 4 breast augmentations, countless lip and fat injections, multiple facelifts, and even ear surgery to make her ears resemble elf-like shapes. In an act that left ophthalmologists horrified, she even permanently changed her eye color, because according to her, the eyes are the first thing people notice. Having undergone more than 20 surgeries, Pixee refuses to stop, even after top doctors refuse to perform any more procedures on her. She has expressed interest in eyelash implants and a procedure she calls flower-like genital transformation. While some see her as an extreme example of body transformation, Pixee views herself as a pioneer relentlessly pursuing her perfect cartoonish ideal. Zhou Chuna is not just a teen influencer. She's a living experiment in extreme transformation. At just 17 years old, the Chinese social media star has undergone over 100 cosmetic procedures, documenting her journey on Weibo and amassing a large following. Her obsession with cosmetic surgery began at the age of 13 after being cruelly mocked by her peers for her appearance. Determined to change her fate, she convinced her parents to fund her first surgery, a double eyelid procedure. Immediately after, people began treating her differently, reinforcing her belief that beauty was the key to a better life. From there, she embarked on a series of surgeries, including nose jobs using ear cartilage, Barbie-style eye surgery, breast augmentation, and liposuction. Even when the COVID-19 pandemic slowed down her procedures, she managed to undergo 20 surgeries in a single year. Despite suffering serious side effects like memory loss and permanent scarring, Zhou still believes it's all worth it. Reports indicate that her parents have spent over $620,000 on her surgeries, and she even threatened to drop out of school if they stopped funding her procedures. Her story starkly reflects the pressure for beauty in modern society, where social media validation can drive an unrelenting pursuit of perfection. Priscilla Presley has always been a Hollywood royalty icon, but in recent years her face has become more of a topic of controversy than her legendary connection with Elvis. Although she has never officially confirmed her cosmetic procedures, plastic surgery experts have analyzed her photos and believe she has undergone some pretty serious surgeries. Dr. DVE David noted that her face appears to have been overdone with excessive cheek fillers, which have affected her ability to fully open her eyes. Meanwhile, Dr. Anthony Yun pointed to signs of a facelift and possibly skin rejuvenation treatments that could have caused irreparable damage. But the real horror story is that Priscilla became a victim of an unlicensed cosmetic surgeon, Dr. Daniel Serrano, who convinced A-list clients that his injections were better than Botox. It turned out that it wasn't Botox at all, but industrial-grade silicone used to lubricate car parts. These illegal procedures led to serious health risks, and Priscilla was one of the affected clients. While she remains a symbol of elegance, her story serves as a reminder that in the world of beauty treatments, a wrong injection can be worse than a bad breakup. Jocelyn Wildenstein, known as Catwoman, isn't just fighting aging, she's rewriting the rules of humanity. At 84, Jocelyn not only stands apart from the rest of us, but she also looks as though she belongs to another species altogether. And here's the interesting part. According to Jocelyn, her cat-like appearance is not the result of numerous surgeries, but rather due to Swiss genetics. Yes, the same country famous for luxury watches, fine cheese, and apparently naturally cat-like cheekbones. But don't overlook the small detail that she has undergone multi-million-dollar procedures aimed at creating those mesmerizing cat eyes, just a billionaire makeover. What's truly intriguing is that a court banned her from using alimony money for further cosmetic surgeries. Imagine loving the scalpel so much that a legal decision has to step in and say, enough is enough. Jocelyn still insists that her cat-like features are entirely natural, but the online community remains skeptical. So what do you think, Swiss genetics or a work of surgical art by a doctor? The Duchess of Alba, a prominent figure in the Spanish royal family, made the decision to undergo cosmetic procedures despite her privileged status. She underwent multiple Botox injections in her battle against natural aging, which significantly altered her facial features, sparking curiosity and criticism from the public and the media. Her decision to undergo these transformations became especially notable when at the age of 57 she married a man 24 years her junior. This unexpected marriage not only attracted attention, but also led to much speculation about the motivations behind her pursuit of eternal youth. Critics have often pointed to her cosmetic surgeries as a clear sign of the pressures that even those with privileged status like the Duchess face in maintaining an ideal image. Her reliance on prominent cosmetic procedures highlighted society's obsession with youth and beauty, while also reflecting how these standards differ across cultures and social classes. Her altered appearance, as opposed to the natural aging process, sparked ethical debates regarding the extent of intervention in one's appearance. Ultimately, the Duchess of Alba's journey into cosmetic surgery serves as a profound reflection on society's obsession with youth and beauty and the far-reaching impact these standards have on individuals regardless of their social standing. Heidi Montag, the reality TV star, learned the harsh lesson that just because a cosmetic surgery is free doesn't mean it's a good idea. It all began when she received an enticing offer to undergo free beauty procedures, which eventually turned into a 16-hour surgery marathon that left her physically and mentally drained. At just 23 years old, Heidi underwent 10 surgeries in one day, including a brow lift, chin reduction, and Botox injections. To make matters worse, she was prescribed an excessive amount of opioid painkillers, pushing her body to the brink. Instead of achieving the glamorous transformation she had hoped for, Heidi found herself feeling weak, fragile, and struggling through painful recovery. Now older and wiser, Heidi deeply regrets her extreme makeover, realizing she never really needed those procedures in the first place. While she doesn't oppose cosmetic surgery, Heidi warns people to understand the emotional reasons behind their insecurities before making drastic changes. While people love looking at before and after photos, few see the pain, complications, and long recovery journey in between. Joan Van Ark has never publicly discussed her cosmetic surgery journey, but her face may be telling a different story. Comparing photos from her past with more recent ones, it's clear that something more than just good skincare is at play. Once famous for her natural beauty, smooth skin, and noticeable jawline changes, Joan has sparked many speculations. Experts believe she may have undergone a facelift, Botox injections, cheek implants, collagen injections, and possibly a brow lift. Famous surgeon Dr. Anthony Yun pointed out that Joan's tight neck and jawline might be the result of repeated facelifts, while her wrinkle-free forehead and high brows suggest frequent Botox use. One observer in 2020 even described Joan's appearance as unnatural, almost like melted plastic. While Joan has never confirmed any surgeries, the significant differences in her appearance continue to fuel speculation. The saying, "Where there's smoke, there's fire," may hold true here. Where there's Botox, there may be facelifts too. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. I hope these stories about celebrities' transformations have made you reflect on the bold decisions and the cost of perfect beauty. If you'd like to explore more fascinating stories like this, don't forget to come back to the channel and hit subscribe to continue our journey uncovering the secrets behind the spotlight. Share this video if you found it interesting, and we'll see you in the next video.